people of the YouTubes, it is I, Joker and the Thief, here with a new type of video. So, I've been playing this game, Warframe, for a long time, and I've seen that anyone who comes in is immediately put off because the game really does not tell you how to play. And I'm here to say, or to at least give you a couple of helpful tips to help you on your Warframe adventures. Shut the fuck up. And yeah, I'll go through some useful tips that every Warframe player should know by now. And I hope this will help you. Don't forget to share this video with any other Warframe or any of your other friends. Who knows, they might like it. Okay, so one thing that a lot of people don't, or a lot of new players don't understand is the modding system in this game. Now, what are mods? These things are here. As you can see, I probably have a ton of them right now. I just had to clean up most of it. But mods, what they do is they'll give some of your weapons and warframes different power-ups, or just make them stronger in general. Like, let's see, adhesive blast, for example. It has a 100% chance to make grenades stick to surfaces. Now, this can only be used on certain primary weapons. Each different class of weapons has their own specific or special type of mods. Now, what you do is, if you want to use these mods or make them even better, you simply click on them and fuse them until you get them to the maximum rank.
Your collection of mods is impressive, operator. But I wonder if there are more to be had.
There are a ton. Yes. And if we go right here, this is how most players' mod setups look like. As you can see, there's lit up symbols representing each one of the mods' symbols. Now, you want to match these to your Warframe's symbols. Like, let's say right here. See how it's completely empty right now, but these symbols are here. Now, what you want to do is say, you know, let's put this mod on. This, whenever you match the symbol onto your Warframe, it cuts the capacity of that mod in half. Now, if we, let's say if we try to put a different mod in that slot, it will come up red, and it wouldn't change. It won't change anything. So this is very useful to know because it'll help you build your warframes and weapons to how you want them to be. Another thing is, what kind of warframe do you want to use for certain missions? Now, you necessarily don't have to use any warframe for any kind of mission. You can use them all on any mission type. Like, say, this one, Mesa. She's more considered like a gunslinger. Her fourth ability lets her take out rooms full of enemies, but her other abilities are quite helpful as well. I use her mostly as a tank, for someone to just absorb damage and deal damage with her last ability. Now, each warframe has their own special type of abilities, and it's important to learn which abilities are good and which are not for certain occasions or certain situations. Let's see. Let's take Rhino Prime, for example. If you see in the bottom right corner, there's power, strength, range, efficiency, and duration. Now each one of these apply to your abilities. The strength applies to how strong your abilities are. The range is just how far it'll reach. Efficiency is how much energy you use up per ability use. So let's say for Rhino, if I use his ability Iron Skin, am I going to use a lot of energy for it, or am I going to use just like a little? And then there's duration, with just how long your abilities last. Now some of your abilities don't necessarily need each one of these, so it's always good to build strong in one area and build less in another. Let's see, another Warframe for example, that has a different build to it. Okay. There's Nidus, one of the newest Warframes right now. It's kind of different right now. As you can see, I gave him more power strength, some range. I didn't do anything to his duration, but I have negative efficiency with 60%. Now, why did I do this? As you can see right here, the only two abilities that use up energy are his Virulence and Larva. For his other two abilities, it does not use energy, but instead uses something called stacks. And this is specifically more just towards Nidus. So if anyone wants to learn about that, say something. But for each Warframe, they have their different abilities and they have different ways that they can be used. And there is no specific one way to use any Warframe. So be free to just go crazy with any of the Warframes. Another great thing to know is how the star map works. So let's say you start off on Earth. You want to go to different planets by completing junctions, which are these. And each junction has a set goal list where you have to complete each individual goal. Now you could do all these in just one mission through, unless it's specifically asking you to do something different. It's a good idea to at least get through all of the junctions, because some of them give you special rewards and even quests to unlock new things, such as Warframes and newer abilities. Another good thing to know is where to get resources. Now, one great way to check for resources is you click on a planet and you press R3. At least R3 or whatever it is for Xbox. You press down on the right stick. It'll come up right here for you. You see, on Earth there's Ferrite, Rubido, Neurodes, and Detonite Ample. Now, this is a good way to learn learn which planets have what type of resources. And trust me, it'll help you in the long run whenever you're trying to farm for something specific. Another thing is the events log, which is this thing up here right in the top right corner. Now this will show you what alerts there are, invasions, your syndicate missions, if you have joined one, void fissure missions in order to get prime resources or prime parts, and sortie missions. Now alerts will always come every couple of hours or so, but this is very important to pay attention to whenever you need to get an alert specific resource, or if you want to get a new helmet for your favorite Warframe. Invasions are a good way to get grand resources, as you can see right here. Let's see. You see? Right here, this is an invasion, and you have to complete it for a certain number of times, and the grand reward will be some kind of big resource, or even this. I didn't even know they did this, where they'll give you weapon parts. Now, this is always good to. The evasions are always good to do because you could bulk up on, say, field run or detonite injectors, and it's always just a great way to build up on those resources because a lot of things will require many field run or many detonite, so it's just a good thing to keep out for. Another great thing to talk about is your mastery rank. Now, mastery rank is what allows you to basically be able to trade more, be able to unlock newer weapons, greater weapons such as syndicate weapons, and it allows you to get more experience towards your syndicates and other things. Now, to build up your mastery rank, you have to level up completely different warframes and weapons. Now, it doesn't matter what weapon it is or what warframe it is, but as long as you level it up all the way to 20, then you'll be fine. As you can see, I'm missing around 21 things. But once you build up your mastery rank, newer things will be able to unlock for you, and quests will as well. It is always a great idea to pay attention to the codex because this is where you'll be able to see quests and other information. Quests specifically are very, very important. Some of the quests will allow you to unlock new warframes, unlock newer abilities, and even have some sort of story. It's always good to at least see what you need to do in order to get these missions, but it's always a great idea to complete them either way. Another good thing to talk about is if you're a console player such as myself, PlayStation or Microsoft will give you a sort of free booster pack. They'll give you free platinum. Now, platinum in this game is the real money, real world currency bought item in this game. So, whenever you're looking in this market, it's always a good thing to see what there is, see what you can get, and everything. However, don't just impulse buy. Some warframes you're gonna want to get like right away because they look cool and everything, but some warframes here can be easily obtained. Other warframes you could possibly have a better time buying them, like Equinox, for example. Equinox is a very hard warframe to farm for, considering this warframe has in total 9 different parts. And it's not always a guarantee in this game that you'll get the part you want. So this would be a warframe that you would want to spend maybe some platinum on. The same thing goes for weapons and other things like that. Most players just use their platinum in order to just buy cosmetic items to look badass. One great thing that every beginner should do, though, is get a sentinel. Sentinels are very helpful starting up in, just starting up in this game. What they can do is help you defend yourself, and they'll also help you pick up resources that you yourself don't see. Now, it doesn't matter what kind of sentinel you get, but as long as you have a buddy with you, you're all good. Another great thing is clans. Clans in this game is very important thing to learn about, because with clans you'll be able to unlock a lot of different items that you can by yourself. But another thing I would like to say is that this game is not pay to win. So you can buy all the warframes, all the weapons that you want. That's not really going to help you in the long run though, because you're going to have to level each one of those things individually. And it's not really a great way to play this game, because whenever you're leveling up a warframe or weapon, you really want to use it to its full capabilities. Where with warframes, you really want to use them to see what they're good at. If you don't like how a warframe plays and doesn't fit your playstyle, you know, that's fine. And the same thing goes for weapons. But this game is not pay to win. It's more just pay for convenience. You know? Anyways, that's just something I wanted to point out right away. For example, the clan's mainstay is the dojo. And in the dojo, you're able to unlock different items as well as warframes, weapons, everything. There's 4 different labs in total that will allow you to pick up new weapons and warframes. There's the Infested Lab, the Chem Lab that we were just in right now. I think this is the Corpus Lab, yeah, so the Energy Lab. And last but not least, we have the Tenno Lab, which will give you, by now, 5 different warframes. You can unlock Banshee, Naza, Wukong, Volt, and Zephyr here. As well as being a good place to gather new weapons and everything, this is a great place to challenge other clan members in skill and in speed. As you can see right here, this is my clan's battle room, where anybody in my clan can come here for a one-on-one duel with another clan member. Now this is a good way to at least practice your builds, or just mess around, you know, place bets. People do that shit. Another great thing that the clan dojo has is the obstacle course. And this is a perfect way to get good, per se. In this game, I think mobility is key. You always want to learn how to get to the objective quick and fast. And one way to do it is by practicing here in the obstacle course. Now, you necessarily don't need to come here, but it's still just a great way to learn on how the warframes move in this game. I always tell my clan members to at least practice in here, you know, every now and then, so they can get through missions and be able to move around more quickly than other players normally do. And it really helps, because I'm usually a very quick player. That's what I like about this game. Yeah, you're able to move around quickly without, you know, having anything bother you. Now back onto the topic about making your warframe and your weapons better. There are 2 big ways to really do this. One is by installing a reactor or installing a catalyst. Now, warframes, sentinels, and pets in general will require a reactor. And what the reactor does is it multiplies your warframe's mod capacity in the top left corner by doubling it. So if you level up a regular warframe with nothing on it, its mod capacity will reach at 30. You put a reactor on it, it'll reach to 60. Now, the reason why my capacity is at 74 right now is because I have an aura mod. And the aura mods really help as well. As for weapons, you install catalysts into them.
You have remembered well how the Tenno arm themselves.
Now the catalyst will double the mod capacity for them, but this isn't the only way to make your weapons even better. Another great way is by using Forma and polarizing a slot. Now whenever you polarize a slot, you're picking an empty slot or a blank slot, as you can see right here. These three, or this one up here, but these three is usually what you would want to go for. Somewhere around in this general area. And you want to add in a little symbol to add in another slot, or add in another polarization for your Warframe. Now this can be done with your weapons as well, and this is how you create more space to put more mods on your Warframes and make them stronger. As an example, let's see. Who do I need to upgrade a little bit more? You know what? I'm gonna put one on Saren Prime because I've been meaning to and I've just been lazy about it. So we pull up the actions menu and I press on polarize. Now when I do this, you see how these empty slots don't have a little symbol in the corner. What we're gonna do is add a check mark since I want more duration, and usually duration mods are associated with the check mark. So I apply it. Whenever you polarize a Warframe or a weapon, it'll reset it back to 0. So you're gonna have to level it up again. But depending on your mastery rank, you might already have most of that filled out for you. As you can see right here, since I'm rank 20, mastery rank 22, it has filled up most of my stuff up by 44 mod capacity. And since I also have this aura mod on it, it reaches up to 58. Now, polarizing is very, very key whenever it comes to making your Warframes and your weapons better. Another helpful tip to help you during missions is to enable the player list option. Now what you want to do is you go to options, you go to HUD, and you go to show player list. Now when you do this, whenever you go into a mission with other people, it'll usually show their name as well as their shield and health. And this is a great way to make sure that your teammates aren't going to die, and if they are, you will know and you'll be able to go and help them right away. So I believe that's most of the tips I can give right now. If there's more, I probably didn't think about them right now, but yeah, these are some helpful tips that I think most players should know, and hopefully it helps you. If it does, leave a like. If it doesn't, don't, I guess. But yeah, if you guys like these videos and probably want to see builds and other things like that, just leave something down in the comments below, and I'll see you all later. Peace.